message? What did you guys talk about in this season-ending meeting together?
It was just about how the season ended. Obviously, it didn't end the way that we wanted it to, but looking forward on the improvements we have to make. To having that same energy and effort and competitiveness and work ethic carry through the summer. Obviously, having a few days is good because with how competitive we all are as players and coaches, losing that way at the end of the season has more of an emotional reaction within the first 24 hours, 48 hours. So to be able to get through that and now, kind of talk to each other and look at it was a great year. At the end of the day, we started the year talking about playing together, playing competitive, getting better every single day, and taking it one step at a time and trying to do something special with the group that we had. And when you look back on it, even though it didn't end the way that we wanted it to, I think we did that. I think we did that every single day throughout the whole year. And now it's about obviously recharging, refueling, and making sure that we get better in the summer because there's still more work to be done in order for us to continue to fight to reach our main goal.
What's the single most important thing you want to improve on this summer skills-wise?
I would say just a little bit of everything. For me, I think I made some big steps this season. I think it was the most fun, best year I've had yet. But I think there's definitely areas I can improve on. There's things I love to improve on with ball handling, be a little bit better in pick and rolls and things of that situation to add another element to my game. Shooting, I think there was a period of time during the season where I was in a shooting slump from three. I think the end of the season I shot it more like I can, but there can always be room for improvement there. And then just the normal stuff that I pride myself on, athleticism, quickness, strength, those sorts of things. Try to take it up even a little bit of another notch so that next season I can come back, far better than I was this season.
In the NBA, there's a certain amount of churn and pain year to year. How are you guys feeling about that, knowing that this team won't look the same when you guys get back together in the fall?
It's control what you can control. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know that. We could look the exact same next year. We could look totally different. That's the unfortunate part of the business. There is a business side. There's things that go on within the NBA that as players we can't control, or as players, there's decisions that guys have to make based off their families, based off different things that they hold close to their values. So at the end of the day, I look at it as control what I can control on a daily basis and be ready to come back and work with, everyone who's here next year and try to, fight towards the same thing that we did this year.
Thinking about that.
Yeah, with a grain of salt. I mean, I love it here. I had, like I said, my favorite year that I've had so far during my career, and I think there's a lot more that I can improve on. I think there were times throughout the season that, I could have done more. Every player with their competitive nature is going to look back and say, hey, I could have done more, I could have done this, I could have done that. But I'll definitely pick through it with a fine-tooth comb and really try to make sure when I come back next year, it's something that is far different than this year. I'm a different type of player. I'm a different type of contributor, but I have that same type of team mentality and work with these guys that I love to work with day in and day out. I think for me, from like you said, an atmosphere of a home, the guys that I played with this year, the guys on this team, I'd go to war for. Each and every single one of them. And I think that's the unique part about this team is that, roster 1 through 15, Bled, Brooke, Chris, Giannis, everyone, I'd do whatever they needed me to do to try to help win a game and beyond, and far away from basketball. So I think that's the coolest part of the family-type mentality and culture that we've built here.
What do you remember about the personality of this team? Because every team over the years have a certain personality. What are you going to remember about this year's?
The tenacity and competitive nature. We came in every single day and we competed. We competed individually versus each other, and then we competed together as a team versus other teams. And I think in the NBA, that type of balance can sometimes be tough to find. Obviously, guys want to do the best for their own personal careers as well as do the best for the team. And sometimes those lines can get skewed, just the nature of the business. I think this team did a great job of sharpening iron. Iron sharpens iron, and I think we did a great job of that training camp throughout the entire year. And different guys stepped up at different times, but at the end of the day, we were all fighting towards one common team goal. And that starts with the culture that we've been able to start building in Milwaukee this year, starting from the ownership all the way down through the GM, through video guys, through everybody.
Do you guys watch the game from that final game, or do you just kind of put that beyond at this point?
I think to each their own. Well, not as a team, but I think to each. Some people watch it, some people don't. I'm a believer that you can always learn from tape. You can learn from adversity. You can learn more from adversity than winning sometimes. So I think to look at losses, look at weaknesses, as long as you don't dwell on them, can be good and can really help you improve both individually and as a team.
I would say what was the biggest takeaway that you guys talked about? What was the difference in the series and how it ended, and that you can learn from going ahead to next year?
I think the biggest thing for us was just we fell short of our goal. I mean, at the end of the day, we lost 4 games in a row. There was different takeaways from each game, but they scored more points than we did, and unfortunately, that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. There were things that they did great. You got to give them credit. They competed as well as we did. Some would argue probably a little bit more because they came out on top. And then there were times where we weren't able to put the ball in the hoop as well as we usually do. But that's the way the game goes sometimes, and that's the things that we have to try to build upon to make sure it doesn't happen next year.